Hey, what's up, my friends? It's JB Webb. Welcome back to the JB Webb Show. You can always find out about us at wjbwnetworks.com, so go and do that. And welcome. Episode 61 is dedicated to Snap Orlando. Snap Orlando recently opened up a physical location in the Mills 50 district in the historic Cameo Theater. So we speak with Patrick Kahn, the founder. That night that we went was also another event. It was called Fool's Paradise, and it was put on by Infiltr8 Celebr8. So we were able to speak with that Narco Bear, the founder of that movement, a digital magazine, if you will. And then to close things out, we received some great musical furnishings, and we put together a quick digital walkthrough for you. So you got a good half an hour here of content, art, music. We hope you enjoy, and we will see you again soon. Cheers. Hey, what's up, my friends? It is JB Webb. I'm here with you on a beautiful Florida day. Welcome. We are dedicating this episode to Snap Orlando and Infiltr8 Celebr8. They recently opened up in the famous Cameo Theater in downtown Orlando. We are fortunate enough to speak with the founder of Snap Orlando, and let me give a proper introduction for the organization. Their mission statement, as read off the Facebook page, the purpose of Snap Orlando, Snap Space, is to boldly increase the visibility and appreciation of a photographic medium as a significant cultural art form. Photography plays a critical role in society as the vehicle for cultural documentation, reflection, and action. And we actually have on the line with us Mr. Patrick Kahn, who's the founder of Snap Orlando. Patrick, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning to you.
You doing well? Have your coffee yet?
Yes. Doing great, thank you, yes.
You have some coffee already?
You know, it's just my first cup, and usually I need 3 of them, so you'll excuse me if I'm a little bit on the slow side, but it should be fine.
That's no problem. No problem. Well, I appreciate you taking some time to chat with us. We're going to talk about something that you love, so it shouldn't be too hard on you today. But what I'm so fascinated with, I know Snap Orlando has been around for 4 or 5 years now. You've been doing different events in different parts of Orlando, but maybe you could kind of peel that back and give us some of the origin of Snap Orlando before your previous weekend here, where you had a big opening in the Cameo Theater. You had that big opening weekend. So where did it all start? How did it all get started?
Well, I arrived in Orlando about 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Before I was in LA for 20-some years.
Nice.
And I used to publish a magazine over there, and I was very involved with the photography and the art in LA. I was working with photographers and artists. And when I came to Orlando, I did notice right away that there was not really a strong presence in photography. There's no real photography gallery, no real photography museum. I'm pretty used to visiting galleries and museums throughout the country. You know, you go to LA or to New York or even to Miami, and there's nothing like this here. So knowing a lot of my peers in LA, New York, and also in Europe, I decided to start a big photography festival and bring the presence of the photo element to Orlando in a very, very large scale.
Right.
I approached the city. They were very enthusiastic, and it started organically like that. And we started in 2010.
Okay. So at that point, you started doing little, well, not necessarily little, your events relatively grand. You utilized technology, would throw pictures up on walls, just amazing shows. If anyone has been to a Snap show before, the opening of Snap Orlando, you really put a lot of time, energy, and effort into it. I'm curious, did that kind of fuel where you're at now to get into the space that you're in now? Did all of those events and the demand for it actually fuel your suspicion that Orlando needed a space like this?
Well, my starting point was to create an event that would be a pop-up event of a very large scale and have 3 days to 5 days of photography. And we spread out from the big warehouses where we were holding the event, usually about 30,000 square feet, to other venues like the Orlando Museum of Art or some other places like City Arts Factory, to spread out during our weekend and make it a almost citywide type of event. We were focusing on downtown, and we had a lot of visibility. We had a nice critical mass who came and attended the event. But what I did notice after 4 years is that with all our marketing efforts and all our visibility, we were still not completely infiltrated in some parts of the city, and people were still not knowing what Snap Orlando was. So that gave me the cue that I needed to have more of a year-long presence. And when I came upon the Cameo Theater as an available space, it was a match made in heaven.
Yeah, that building itself, and congratulations to you for getting in there, because that building itself has a lot of history. I think the building itself has great bones, as they say.
Yes.
So, and it's really a match made in heaven. And in my humble opinion, to extol a little praise on you there, is that you've really created a great venue now for those photographers all across the country and here in Orlando to really aspire to want to have their pieces hung in your studio there. So, you did that very well, and it may look effortless, but as you mentioned, it's 4 or 5 years kind of in the making. What are the plans for Snap Orlando now? You're open. I think you say they're Monday through Tuesday, Thursday through Saturday. There's daytime hours. People can just come in and look at all of the great artwork that's in your studio. You plan on holding events, having different artists speak and things along this line. What other kind of plans do you have with the space, or is there a call out to different artists that would be, something you'd be interested in maybe sharing with us?
Yeah. Well, the way we started Snap Orlando was that I really believe in the outside-in formula, meaning that we bring some great talents from the outside world to kind of bring excitement and enhance the local art here. A lot of the art in Orlando has been focusing on homegrown and focusing on local artists.
Right.
And even though there are a handful of really great artists, I think that bringing the outside force and bringing the visibility of what's out there on the walls, because people see it on the web and everything, but it makes a huge difference when people see it in real. I think it's inspiring and helps the local art and the community itself to want to grow and elevate, the status of the art. So that was the motto how we started. Now that we have a space, we are going to keep doing this, but at the same time have a platform for local artists. So we are handpicking some fantastic local talents that we are showcasing at the same time on the same platform as some very well-known international artists.
That's great.
And therefore, putting everybody on that level really enhances the landscape of the art here, I believe.
Right.
So there will be lectures, there will be workshops, we'll have even private functions with dinners and things like that.
Right.
Movie screenings. This place is going to become a mini art center.
That's great.
We opened a little library, which is just a place to hang out, and we have some books that are photography books and magazines that we subscribe to from Europe.
Oh, wow.
So, it will be constantly evolving, and people can just come in once in a while and just see, a lot of imagery and get inspired.
Well, that's really insightful and good to know. I think you're positioned very well, again, in a very historical place. The Mills 50 district going through the refurbishing, to be as eclectic as it is. So I really see you fitting in there really well and growing and flourishing, and that's really I appreciate your time today. And that's really the big thrust of this, is that we want to throw as much support and we want to throw as much awareness behind what you're doing there with Snap Orlando as possible. So you are quite welcome.
One more thing I want to point out, which some, there might have been a little bit of a misconception.
Yeah.
The art is for sale. So, as opposed to a museum, we are a fully functioning gallery.
Okay.
And we do sell the art. The art that we have on the walls right now are pretty highly priced.
Mm-hmm.
But throughout the year, we have about 11 shows that are already prepped, and we will alternate the shows almost every month. And it will vary in terms of what we are showing and also in terms of price points. So There will be some shows that are much more affordable. There will be some shows that are very highly priced, but a sliver of the population might be able to afford it, and we are catering to them. But there will be some more affordable art that is still, some very high value.
And as you mentioned, being able to bring in artists from all across the country, all across the world, actually, really gives Orlando kind of that kick, I think, that we need here to realize, get out of our bubble. And so if there are people, that are definitely art enthusiasts, this is fantastic news, where this is a gallery open, during the week, every day of the week, with different events going on. The art is for sale from well-renowned photographers, artists all across the world. And again, it's such a pleasure to be able to speak with you today, Patrick. And I really personally admire what you're doing there in that particular space and with your group, Snap Orlando.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure, and I appreciate your support.
Yes, sir. Well, hang on the line with me, Patrick. Let me ramp us out here. This is JB Webb. You're watching the JB Webb Show on WJBW Networks. We are speaking with Patrick Kahn, founder of Snap Orlando. Listen, take some time, go check this place out, and get involved. This is someone that realized what our community needed and took the time and the patience to bring it to us. Thank you, Patrick, from Snap Orlando. I'm JB Webb. We'll be back with a little bit more. Hang tight.
The revolution has begun. From the front lines to your imagination. A revolution is a dramatic change in ideas or practice. This is a revolution, a dramatic change. This is the Art Army.
Hey, what's up? Good afternoon. It's JB Webb, and I hope you're doing well. We are continuing our coverage of the Snap Orlando opening, and on Sunday, just this previous Sunday, we got to go out there, and our friends from Infiltr8, Celebr8 were providing the music, a lot of great culinary experiences, and of course, the great art that's in Snap Orlando. And I'm happy this guy can make some time for me. It says at Narco. Or Bare Bones. You may know him by a few different names, but he is a very well-renowned house music producer and DJ here in Orlando. And Narco, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got over being sick for like a month, and now I'm feeling great. So I Don't want anybody to get sick out there. It's horrible. That flu. Anyway, so give us a sense. I mean, I'm very familiar with Infiltrate, Celebrate. We got to do some work with you on our other program, the Circadian Cast. But for people that may just be finding out about your parties, your events, I can give a good preface that is, simply that you're continuing to curate the local and sometimes international, global house music scene, underground house music. And here in Orlando, of course, a lot of there's a big community of that. So maybe peel back a little bit into your history and then into the history of Infiltrate, Celebrate.
Well, I've been in Orlando for 20 years. Over those years, I've been on a lot of events and other parties and DJed, made records, and traveled all over the world to do so.
Yeah.
One of the things I've always felt is important is to have a really good party in your hometown, or a good event, or something to sort of just build support with, locally within your personal community, which is really, sort of the basis of what Infiltrate Celebrate is about. And I guess further to the extent, the Snap event was a really great sort of community building event and merging of not only the art world, but the music and sort of culinary worlds there in Orlando.
Yeah, your group was really set well for that vibe of that beautiful opening for that. It's in the old Cameo Theater, as I'm sure everyone knows by now. But you guys put on a great event because you also bring in other like-minded people. So you had some great culinary individuals there, kind of with their art and passion. The lineup that you brought in, 3 is a relatively big name in house music. Of course, yourself. You always bring in other acts that have a similar taste or appreciation for the music, which I think is commendable. Is that what we're going to see more from Infiltrate, Celebrate this year? You celebrated a year just a little while ago of this kind of underground electronic, a digital magazine, almost. It's like a digital magazine at a club or something.
Yeah, well, we through the website, we do reviews and other little stories and things. It's really just sort of building that community, and giving, people introductions to maybe music they haven't heard. Typically, we do promos and things that aren't available yet, but soon will be. Mm-hmm. I consider, what Patrick does with Snap is curate sort of the photography and art for that, and I basically do the same thing. I sort of curate the musical side of things, through Infiltrate, Celebrate, and so we choose and pick artists that we think are similar vibe to what we like or do, or maintain a similar perspective on underground music as us. And at this point, I feel like people really trust us musically. And bring somebody, it's going to be good.
Yeah, no, and I like the comparison because you're exactly right. Where Snap has been working for 4 or 5 years, bringing this, you've put in your time definitely as well, and you're bringing unique talents to Orlando. The one thing I will compliment you on, because I've worked with you on a couple of gigs, you're a hardworking guy, man. You really work a lot, and it's behind the scenes. Not all of it's, showboating, look at me and all this stuff. So, I mean, we'll definitely pay you a compliment on that, because I've seen it firsthand. You're always hustling. You're always moving. Is that little facet probably a piece of the success of what you're doing? Just the constant attention and nurturing?
I guess so. I mean, I've always said that, being a DJ and record producer is about 10 minutes of sort of, fame and rock stardom. Yeah. With about 50 minutes of, computer nerd.
Right.
It's mostly computer nerd and a little, you go out and play a gig or something and, you get this, sort of get nice free crowd feedback, things like this. But, we're all really just computer nerds at heart, I think.
Well, that's cool.
It's important to work hard, and I like the hustle. I like to work hard. I like to put together the events, and I like the whole dynamic of all
Well, and we'll definitely go dropping props, prop dropper. You work with Lola Brandt, Lola B. A lot of people speak with, and she's kind of your partner in crime on Infiltr8. So we'll definitely make sure we mention and talk about her a little bit. Recent event that's coming up. Is it in February? The first weekend in February. They're doing the Queens of Noise out there.
Lola and the girls are doing a Queens of Noise party, which actually has a girl from Chicago named Colette.
Okay. Yeah.
And Colette's really interesting because she sings while she DJs.
That's awesome.
And she's had some small sort of like hits and stuff in the underground music world. Little known fact, she also is married to the guy from American Pie.
Oh, the Schwartzman?
Yeah, the short guy with the black hair.
Okay, yeah, Jason Schwartzman.
I believe he dated Tara Reid in the movie.
Okay, you're right.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I think so. Maybe we're talking about the same person, but no, that's it. So she's going to be here in Orlando. Where's that? At Sandwich Bar?
That will be at Sandwich Bar, yes.
Very
February
cool. So every month, people can expect something new from Infiltrate Celebrate. Is the best place for them to go to check it out, infiltrate8celebrate.com, and of course, Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook. We usually break it on the website first, but sometimes Facebook, and either one is a good place to check it out. We do stuff sort of every month, but it's really, we do it as the ebb and tide of
Right.
days and flow, and what comes
Kind
through
of
our hands. And, we do it with timing in mind.
when people are available. Yeah. So yeah.
It could be a month, it could be 6 weeks. It just depends on what's available. And
That's great.
time.
That's exciting. Well, big endorsement from what we do here, our humble effort. You guys are definitely working hard and making an impact in Orlando's art and music community and culture. We're speaking with Anarcho Bear of Infiltrate Celebrate. Thanks a lot, Anarcho. Hang on the line for me, bud. You're listening to and participating in the WJB Web Show on WJBWNetworks.com. We always have more for you. Stay tuned. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Juice Bar Orlando?
JuiceBarOrlando.com.
Cool.
Stay juicy.
Of kinky-haired beauties, and I'm the omega of your dreams. Gaze upon me, but know that I am real. I am the child of eternal motherhood and the adult of lives past. We have had many such encounters. I am a lonely note from Miles' trumpet, and I'm everything in the crowd. Omega.